So next we have Sequina, and she is a singer, and she'll be talking about her career and what her career as a singer is like.
Hello, everyone. I'm very, very happy to be here. And when I was asked to speak for this event, hello, can you hear me? I'm going in and out. When I was asked to speak for this event, I started thinking about what it means to be a woman. And I started thinking about my identity as a person and how these things, these labels that we give ourselves really come about. And I was thinking, like, what is my earliest memory of knowing that I was a girl and something other than another person? And honestly, the first memory that really came to my mind was not of my gender, it was of race. Interestingly enough, I went to a kindergarten that was predominantly white, and I was the only little black girl in the class. And I remember one day being outside, and we were swinging on the swings, and two of the girls were kind of alternating back and forth over one of the swings, and I was waiting patiently for my turn. Well, when I saw that the swing had become vacant, I went ahead and started swinging, and the girls came back over and they said, well, that was our swing. And I said, well, you got up. Finders, keepers, losers, weepers. And the little girl said, well, I hate the color black. And I didn't even really know what that meant. And I was like, oh, okay, you know. Later I talked to the teacher about it, and she knew what it meant. And she talked to my mom, and my mom promptly removed me from the school. But you know, that was the beginning of me consciously being aware of me being different because of something. And really, honestly, it was attached to something negative. And then later, I was aware of being a girl because I was very much a tomboy. I mean, I was surrounded by boy cousins and a brother. I didn't really have any girls around me other than my mom and my grandma. And I really looked up to my boy cousins. I ran in the streets. I rode the bikes. I climbed the trees. I have lots of scars on my knees to prove it, even today. And, you know, anything that they did, I wanted to do. And it wasn't until they told me, well, you're a girl, that I thought, these are limitations that people outside of me were trying to put on me. So it's interesting how we come to these ideas of the labels that we take on and carry throughout our lives. My mom was a business owner. She started out in psychology. My dad's a lawyer. We're pretty much a middle-class family. And my examples of what a woman was and what a black woman was really mainly came from my mother and my maternal grandparents. My mom, she made sure that she instilled really strong images in my mind. She didn't really make me play with dolls or do any girly things that I didn't want to do. Most of my toys were pretty gender neutral. I liked to play with G.I. Joe. I didn't like to play with Barbie, and she thought that that was okay. You know, I liked to play with building blocks and things of that nature. And she also sang. She sang all the time. She wanted to be a gospel singer. And my mother would sit at the piano, and she would compose songs, and she would say, here, sing this harmony with me. And I would sing the harmony, and she would go around with the little recorder, and she would record when any ideas came to her mind. And then we'd get home and we'd create songs together. And that's how I grew up. And I thought everybody grew up like that. I didn't know that it was something special until I got to high school. And you know, you get to the point where people start asking you what you're going to do with the rest of your life. What are you going to do when you graduate? What do you want to do? And I said, well, I like to sing. You know, I don't know, is that something you can do? Well, you can be a music teacher. Okay, I'm going to do that. And so that's really how it really just came about. I was always around music. I sang in church. I sang in school. I sang at home. Music was just a big part of my life. And my mom was my example. Well, my high school choir in my senior year got invited to participate in a music festival in Ghana, West Africa. Yeah, it was awesome. We raised money, we sold lots of baked goods, and we got an opportunity to travel all the way to Africa. And it was the first time in my life I'd ever been outside of the country. And I went to this place where people looked like me, and they were proud of that. And they told me I was beautiful and pretty and smart and talented, and I got an opportunity to sing for them, and they were very moved by our singing. What we sang was spirituals. We sang spirituals, which are the folk song of the African American slaves. So this music was something that was truly an American-born art form that we were bringing to Africa, and it was giving me access. It was allowing me to travel and see the world. So that was really the first time that my mind began to open up about the opportunities that music could bring me. As a woman, as a Black woman, as a little girl from Detroit. So it really changed my life. And after high school, I went on and I went to Morgan State University, and then I met a lot of different people that looked like me but didn't sound like me and didn't have cultures that were like mine, and I got an opportunity to really kind of broaden there. Then I went to George Mason University, which Reader's Digest called one of the most diverse universities in the country at one point. And I got an opportunity to broaden even more, meet more diverse types of people. And then I moved to New York City and pursued music in New York and lived in New York for about 10 years after graduating from Manhattan School of Music. And I was living there for 10 years as a freelance opera singer. Because I started out with music to teach, and then later I got bitten by the performing bug and decided I wanted to perform. So it really was music that changed, that really just added another layer to my identity, the layer of artist. And as an artist, I think that really is the word or the label or the identity, if I were to give myself one, that encompasses it all. And so the song that I would like to sing for you all in a moment with Ruth is called This Little Light of Mine, which is a song that I grew up singing in church, but the way that the song is set is as an art song, which actually combines the elements of church music with those of classical music. So I get to come full circle and encompass all of the different parts of my upbringing and culture and heritage, and the classical elements that I've learned in my training. So I hope you enjoy it. I don't know if anyone has any questions before I sing the song. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, well, I'm just gonna sing and perform with Ruth. This Little Light of Mine, and the arranger's name is Hale Smith.